think there's a lot of question marks about what are we doing, like who's leading us. I think, people have found some, I don't want to say hope, but like found some answers to that in the Bernie Sanders, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez oligarchy tour, but it's kind of like, okay, like where it's hard to keep that up when you're not necessarily. Hi. It's hard to keep that up when you're not necessarily seeing it translated in action, like successful action in Congress. And while there are institutional limits to what Democrats could actually do, like they actually can't do things because of the numbers that they have, right? People know that, but they don't necessarily connect that with like what they're seeing sort of on the movement side, if that makes sense. So I think there is that perception, like, okay, great, they're doing this, but like, what does that mean for us now? And can that momentum really carry over 2 years until, the next midterms or the next presidential cycle? Questions around, okay, well, if this is like a ticket, Bernie Sanders going to be able to lead us? The age question comes up, and I think there's like a bit of a lack of nuance around that discussion that I won't get into now. But like that is another piece of the argument. And then separately, I mean, I've been hearing not just from the outside, but from people inside Congress for years about like the Congressional Progressive Caucus basically not meaning anything, and being home to a slew of moderates and centrists who end up, keeping them from really doing anything meaningful. They are under new leadership with Greg Casar, but there's always pressures to kind of play the game. And again, at a moment where you don't really have a lot of tools in your toolbox to show people that you're doing something effective, I think it's harder for people to see like what's the point of something like this right now. So yeah, that is certainly the perception that I hear from a lot of people though, like kind of like the movement is dead or like like there's nothing going on, which I don't think is fair necessarily. And I think there is a question, at least in progressive politics, like how do we weigh the value of electoral work and non-electoral work? And I think there's a ton of non-electoral progressive work that is actually taking off right now, but like, will that translate into electoral wins? Like, I don't know if that's really the goal of some of that work or if it should be, but I think they're like two separate moving pieces that